Good morning to you. It's nice to have you with us on KSCW. Charlie O'Hara joins us every Wednesday. Take your legal questions live on the air. 436-1212 is the number to call right now. If you have a question for Charlie, you can get online and get on hold and get in line. Good morning, Charlie. Good to have you.
Be here.
All right,
nice day.
We've already got a couple lined up for you.
Let's go.
So let's get right to it. Go ahead, call your question for Charlie this morning. You're on the air.
I was wanting to know what I could do since I've retired and I still owe about a year of alimony. I was wondering if I could file bankruptcy on that.
I don't think you can file bankruptcy on alimony, but you might be able to go back to court, and if you have a real change in circumstances, depending on how your case was handled to begin with, you may very well be able to get that changed if there is a change in circumstances and your ex-wife is what circumstances she's in. You probably really need to consult an attorney about that. It goes with what the agreement says and a lot of specifics that we really can't get into here.
Probably wants a bankruptcy attorney then, right? Somebody that specializes
Yeah, I don't
in that
think you
kind
can
of
get rid of it with bankruptcy. You're going to have to go to an attorney and have the judge change it. Bankruptcy isn't going to help you there.
Okay. All right, let's get to another call for Charlie. Go ahead, please. Your question today.
Yeah. If a person stopped for DUI and they're not drunk, but they they test for drugs, and they're waiting for the result to come back, and it's been months, is there a time limit for the courts to get the results back to the person?
Well, there actually is a time limit. It's the statute of limitations. Statute of limitations is actually 5 years, so it's a long time. They'll get it back before then, but if you're stopped for drugs, it's a DUI, and driving under the influence. It can be under the influence of alcohol or drugs, or well, I guess whatever else it could be, but usually alcohol or drugs. And sometimes they have to test your blood to see if there's some drugs you've taken. I mean, if you're taking illegal drugs, or even a lot of people don't understand, if you're under the influence of prescription drugs to where you can't drive right, that would be a DUI. So you have to be real careful with that.
Okay. 436-1212 is the number to call if you have a question for Charlie. We'll try to squeeze in a couple more here, or at least one more before we go. You know, Charlie, the big story last week was this apparent suicide bombing plot at Wichita Mid-Continent Airport. And one of the things we had asked you about was whether or not there's any possibility of an entrapment defense here based on the way that the undercover FBI agents sort of went about talking to this guy, and some could argue coaxed him a little bit.
Well, and that's a real fine line that you have to get into. It's a little hard to tell from what we know whether it really applies or not, and the attorneys are really going to have to decide, and it may be something that gets into court. But if it's your idea to do it and the police just give you the opportunity to go through with your idea, it's not entrapment. In this case, if it's your idea and you're kind of a kook and they really get you groomed and get you going, then we really get into a gray area as to what's going on, and it's going to depend on what happened all the way along. And if he just wanted to do it and that's what he wanted to do, then there's no defense. If he started to go, I don't know, or I don't think I can do this, and they kept him going, that's a different instance.
Hey, we do have time for one more call, so go ahead, please. Quickly, your question for Charlie today.
Yes, we purchased a used car, and when we looked at it, there was a warranty sticker in the window. But when we sat down to buy the car, the warranty was off the table. They told us they didn't offer it. And they offered us to buy an extended warranty at a $500 purchase. Didn't know if there was any other recourse we could take regarding that warranty, because it was like a manufacturer's extended warranty or something like that.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you're buying a used car, you have to be real careful of what you're buying, and you have to really kind of check it out. I don't know. The agreement you made is probably going to control. I mean, that's a contractual thing where you make an agreement with someone else. There's some things they have to follow, but the warranties they have are not very extensive. I think usually my advice would be a warranty on a used car is probably not worth much, and you need to make sure the car is good when you buy it.
All right. Thanks so much for your time, Charlie. Appreciate it. Charlie will be off the next couple of weeks for the holidays, but we'll have him back here early January around the 8th, and if you didn't get your questions answered, we'll take them in 2014. Thanks, Charlie.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. And when we come back, we'll continue with Eyewitness News this morning. Mark, of course, keeping an eye on your forecast for you. Stick around. We'll be right back.